We are back, and I'm joined by John and Pauline Holton. They're the founders of Warriors for American Revolution at W4AR.com, and they've actually made great strides in the fight against smart meters, forced smart meter installation there in Michigan. We're going to talk to them now. Thank you for joining us today, John and Pauline.
We're glad to be here.
Thank you.
So tell us first what happened when smart meters started to come to where you are and how you fought that.
Well, we were hearing from people all over the country that these digital meters were coming in and a lot of the problems that were coming with the cost and the health and the privacy and safety. But, you know, I don't think we would have really known a whole lot if it wasn't from the California people. That's how actually we got started with Josh Hart and Deborah Tavares in this. We got a lot of stuff from them. But more people were getting them and complaining about the bills going up and the health effects and worried about the privacy issues. That's how basically we got started, getting more people involved.
And so it's true that there wasn't even an opt-out program where you're at until you guys started standing up against this, right?
There wasn't anything. We've been to over 35 cities and township in front of their boards to try to get moratoriums and resolutions. We got 7 or 9, and they finally did some investigating in U-17,000, and then we got the opt-out after 24 resolutions and moratorium at U-17,053.
But we don't have the opt-out yet. It's just before the MPFC trial judge. And so what we're doing is we had to go ahead and provide our testimony and all that. And the final decision is supposed to be this month, but that may be appealed too. There is no opt-out in Michigan yet.
Well, I've seen here there's so many court documents having to do with this, and the company, Detroit Edison Company, is actually trying to strike all of your testimony, and they're trying to strike your exhibits, everything that you presented in court.
What happened was the people who intervened in the court case, like I did and my wife, they are trying to talk about the health effects of smart meters because it's such an important issue to them. But the opt-out was strictly about the cost of the opt-out program. And this is where all their evidence and witnesses got thrown out. I was professional enough to address only what the judge and the court would allow me to address, and that was the cost issues of the opt-out program. And even then, they tried to go ahead and lie and say that I addressed the health issues and the technical aspects of smart meters, which wasn't true at all. So they tried to throw out my testimony, and I've got it to go ahead be admitted to the court.
Well, we actually didn't know that we could intervene. We just found out just shortly before that. We could have actually intervened at U-17,000 and brought in the testimony of EMF and the more privacy issues and the cost. But we didn't intervene until U-17,053. That's when we started about the cost.
See, most people don't know because they're so far from them. They believe that the government is going to go ahead and protect them from the corporations, especially the monopolies like DTE. But they do all this stuff behind closed. Well, they put it out in the public, but the public doesn't know what it is. And if we would have known we could have intervened, become part of the case for U-17,000, then everybody could have brought on in the health effects, the costs, the privacy issues, and testified and brought expert witnesses and documentation. But this was a learning curve for us. And we got in on the opt-out program, and we've managed to get in a lot of testimony and evidence in the case. And we have a good chance of going ahead, I hope, to keep the analog meter at no cost to the customers.
Yeah, but we also have a bill, HB 4315, Tom McMillan of Rochester Hills has got out there. If we don't win with MPSC, we're going to have to go after the bill.
Gotcha. And what we're dealing with here is smart meters. They're going to come into people's property. They're going to force them to have these smart meters on their property, which in studies have been shown to cause lots of ill health effects, flu-like symptoms, migraines, insomnia, heart problems. The list goes on and on there. And basically just coming in and saying, you have no freedom anymore. We're going to come into your property. We're going to do what we want. Your bills can go up. We control your energy. I mean, that's basically what this is.
Yeah, see, the critical issue here is there is no law mandating that you take them. And we finally, after over a year, got DTE to admit that officially to the authorities in this case that there is no law mandating that we take smart meters. It's a corporate mandate by the Energy Corporation of DTE that we take these smart meters.
Well, it's just like accepting a new contract with them. We didn't accept the new contract with the digital. We did with the analog, but we didn't with the digital. People have to understand the contract issues of the smart meters.
So then you guys started standing up against this, and that's when an opt-out program even came into the picture at all, because they were just making people believe there was some kind of law where they have to get a smart meter.
Well, sure, they were telling people that you had to have it. I mean, even harassing people that if they didn't have it, they'd have to pay a $1,000 fine or whatever. People were chasing them off their property and everything, but they were actually harassing and threatening people.
Yeah, it started where that you call them on up and they say, you have to take it. You have no choice. I don't know who's telling you this, that you don't have to have it. And they'd argue with you. And then they send you to somebody else on the phone and to somebody else. And people would get lost and frustrated, and they didn't know what's going on. It wasn't until we went to the communities and asked the councils or the board of trustees, do you know about smart meters? And they go, what? What's a smart meter? And we give them documentation, and we give them DVDs we made up that address the issues. And we go back a second time that month, and then we come back the next month and the next month, and finally they'd have enough information to make an intelligent, informed decision and say, we'll make a resolution or a moratorium.
And then, didn't you mention they also had to send out letters warning about you guys because you were so effective?
Yeah, we found out from one city that they were sending these letters out. We got one from our own city, Shelby Township, that was warning them against us, people like us who was talking about smart meters and things, not to pay attention to very emotional people about the smart meters.
Yeah, if you look at MPSC case U17053, the file number 245, which was the my direct testimony, resubmitted after he struck the things the judge would not allow. There is letters there that they sent out to 300 communities, warning them about misinformed advocates who are highly emotional, coming to their community from outside their community to go ahead, maybe disrupt their meetings.
I know. Why would you be emotional about someone forcing you to take a smart meter that's going to possibly make you sick and pay a lot of money and take away all your rights?
Yeah, but to see, the issue here is they're trying to deny our First Amendment right of freedom of speech at these council members. We go in there for our 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Detroit gave us 1 minute.
1 minute. Wow.
Mr. Cockrell? Or is it Cochran?
Gary Brown.
Cockroach?
Yeah. Yeah, he says, I paused. I says, excuse me, could we have some more time? He goes, you just wasted 20 seconds of your 1 minute.
Kwame Kenyatta.
Kwame Kenyatta?
Kwame Kenyatta.
Kwame Kenyatta. Okay, and so I tried to address the smart meters in 1 minute. And we went back there several more times, but they just weren't interested.
I got kicked out at one. They threatened. I got voted down. I couldn't even speak at one. They voted me down before I was even let to speak in the vote.
So
Yes.
this is not just a Fourth Amendment issue. This is also a First Amendment issue.
Well, yeah. See, this is the thing, is that no one is giving the consumer information before they get the new product. They're forcing the product on you, and then they're going to try to coerce you into joining their home area network, where they have all these smart chipped appliances in your home that are going to give out radio frequency communicating with their smart meter. So if you watch the video overexposed on a Smart Meter One page of our website, w4ar.com, you'll see how much radiation can be in your home from all these other appliances that we normally have and we don't know is there. So
Exactly. Well, and I've even read that they don't even know how much radiation you're going to be exposed to when you have a smart meter, because it's based on what kinds of appliances you have in your home, how much electricity you use at any given time, and what brands you use. I mean, it's all based on different things. So it could be a very high range, a very wide range of how much, radiation you're actually being exposed to.
Well, see, the thing is, like in the video I made, at our house, we have no modem with wireless. We have no deck phones. We have no remote thermostats. We have no Wi-Fi in our homes whatsoever. So when I turn on my high-frequency analyzer, I get nothing. And then you go to Troy, where they have smart meters, too, on the outside of the home. I turn it on, I get 1,200, 1,300 microwatts per meter squared. And I got this for 12 minutes before I shut it off.
12 minutes.
I don't know how long I could have stood there and recorded this radiation from the smart meter.
And they act like it's just seconds for like once a month or something, but it's not. It's constant.
Well, that's the thing. How much is too much?
Well, people don't talk about the collector either. What if you have the collector on your house and you're having 500 to 700 readings come to your house and all day, all night? And then the gas and water meter too. What about all that? The excess of the EMF coming in your home, in and out.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people think that these things are mandatory. They think there's a law there just because they're told by these corporations that there is, even though there is not. And they don't think there's anything they can do about it. But you guys have proven that everybody can do something about it. So what is your advice to people out there who think that this is mandatory, they think there's nothing they can do, and they're just stuck with this situation?
Well, I think they have to start locally at their city or township and demand that they do something, a resolution or moratorium, and inform the people. That's very important, to get the people involved and informing them. And get a hold of your representative, too, through your state, your senator and your representative.
Well, first thing they have to do is get out there, look at all the stuff on our smart meter page. There's a ton of stuff there, but you can go on the internet and Google this, okay, and take all the information that's out there and make an informed, educated decision for yourself. This is the problem. This is what got us the 22 resolutions and moratoriums with 2 counties. We also have 2 counties that did resolutions too. It's that we brought the documentation to these communities, and DTE was there, and I got to testimony, cross-examined Mr. Robert Sakakis from DTE. I asked him, when you gave the benefits of the AMI meter program to Shelby Township, did they pass a resolution? He goes, yes, they did. And I named off like 5 other cities. Even though they gave the benefits that DT offered with the AMI program, people chose to pass a resolution saying, I want this investigated. I want to know the truth about this. I want to protect my family and my constitutional rights. And they wanted it investigated. That's why those resolutions got passed in all those communities. That's why we got the U-17,000 and now the opt-out program, U-17053, because each person's voice made a difference. And you add them up. We started off with 2 of us, then 5, and we had like 60 at some different communities. And we passed resolutions of moratoriums while DTE was still in the room after their presentation.
Wow. All right. Well, I urge everybody to go to W4AR.com and get that information and do what you guys did. I think what you guys are doing is great, and you need to keep it up. Because if they continue to do this and they win a precedent here where they can come do this to us, what else? I mean, where's it going to ever end?
Well, that's a problem. It's corporate slavery is what they're going to indoctrinate us to. They're going to steal our Fourth Amendment rights and our First Amendment rights. And next thing you know, we'll have to beg the corporation for our gas, water, and electricity. And if we don't have money in the bank, and they'll know it, they'll just shut us on off and let us starve and freeze to death.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your time today, guys. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And what they said is absolutely true. If we don't fight against these smart meter installations, it is an attack on our Fourth Amendment, but it is also an attack on our First Amendment, and it will just continue to get worse. And if it doesn't stop here, what will they find out a way to do to us next? It's just going to keep getting worse and worse. And if you like the information we're bringing to you and you're watching this on YouTube, please go to prisonplanet.tv and subscribe. It is only $5.95 a month. It supports our operation. You get everything we got. You get Alex's radio show, the nightly news, our special reports, everything. And it helps us to continue to get information like this out, because as they said in the interview, people don't know about things like this, and they really need to. It's a detriment to us all and to all of our freedom. And that's it for tonight's show. We will see you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central.
Jakari Jackson here, and I want to talk to you for a second about water. You know about ProPure, our flagship water purification system, but check out some of our portable water filter products at InfoWarsStore.com. The clearly filtered water pitcher. Also, for those of you on the go, we have the Athlete Edition filtered water bottle and the RAD Eliminator Pro filtered sports bottle that removes radiation. And keep in mind, we have replacement filters for all of these products. The ever-popular grab-and-go bag favorite, the Life Straw, the Crystal Quest shower filter system, and the Aquapod kit, great for mass storage of water. And while you're at the InfoWars shop, pick up a copy of our latest book, 31 Days to Survival. You can find all this and more at the InfoWarsStore.com, and don't forget it's your support that funds our operation. Sign up for our free newsletter at InfoWars.com/newsletter.